Hello friends, in last video we have seen how to determine the resultant of a system of forces. If a number of forces are given, you can convert all the force into a single force known as the resultant force. The method what we are using is resolution of forces. We will resolving the forces horizontally and vertically, and we used to find out the resultant R is equal to under root sigma h square plus sigma v square. Sigma h is the algebraic sum of the horizontal component of all the forces, and sigma v is the vertical component of all the forces. Suppose if sigma h is 0, then what will be left out? Sigma v. So here if the horizontal component are 0, then the resultant will be equal to vertical because sigma h is 0. You see here, if sigma h is 0, then R will be equal to sigma v. Likewise, if instead of sigma h, sigma v is 0, if sigma v is 0, then the resultant will be equal to the horizontal component of the forces. So vertical component of the forces, if it is 0, then the resultant will be sigma h, horizontal component of all the forces. Remember, if the resultant is vertical, there is only vertical force, no horizontal force here. If the resultant is horizontal, then only sigma h will be there, sigma v will be equal to 0. So you get such problems. If I say the resultant is acting horizontal, means sigma h is there, horizontal is there, sigma v will be 0. If the resultant is acting vertical, that means sigma h will be 0 and only sigma v will be there. So you have to remember this. If sigma h is 0, R is equal to sigma v, or if sigma v is 0, R is equal to sigma h. Or you can remember sigma h is 0, then R will be equal to sigma v. If one is 0, the other one will be the resultant. This is one note you can note down. Second, if force is horizontal, if the force is horizontal, its vertical component will be 0. Its vertical component will be 0. If the force is horizontal, then vertical component will be 0. If the force is vertical, then its horizontal component will be 0. So vice versa, if the force is horizontal, vertical component is 0. If the force is vertical, then horizontal component will be 0. This is the second note you have to know. Sometimes you see forces only acting horizontally. You don't resolve that force because it is horizontal, it will act itself. Vertical component will be 0. So we will see some more problems to find out the resultant of the system of forces. So one is, if resultant is horizontal, sigma v is 0. If resultant is vertical, sigma h is 0. If the force is horizontal, its vertical component is 0. So using this principle, we will see some more problems on finding out the resultant of the system of forces. Let us take a simple example. So whenever you consider a force, you need two things. One is magnitude, and you should know the direction. Suppose this direction is 45 degrees, this direction is 60 degrees, and this direction is 30 degrees. So magnitude and direction has to be there. Now your first job what we will be doing is, we will be resolving the forces. So here I am using this arrow to represent a force. This is head and this is tail. Head will indicate the direction in which the force is acting. You can also use a simple tool with you, pencil. See, this sharp end is the head and the other end is the tail. So you can use this pencil, which is the best tool what you are having to resolve the force. So here I'll use both the things simultaneously and see how to resolve the forces. So first we will resolve the forces, then we will go for the solution of the problem. So now let us begin with this 100. So I am using pencil as well as the arrow. You keep your pencil like this. So this force is acting horizontal, 100 Newton. It is horizontal, so its vertical component will be 0. It will remain as it is. Now coming to this force, see how this force is acting? It is acting like this, down. So it is a vertical force which is acting down. This is 200 Newton. So if the force is vertical, its horizontal component will be 0. Now coming to this force, see how the force is acting like this. You hold where angle is known to you. Now if I resolve the force horizontally, I am going away from the angle. Away is sine. And what is the direction it is going? Left. Likewise, if I resolve the force vertically, I am going along the angle. Along is cos and the force is going up. So let us draw two arrows here because it can be split into two. So this will be 175. Away from the angle is sine 45 and this is along the angle, so it will be 175 cos 45. Now let us come to this force. Now be careful here. How is the force acting? It is acting like this. It is not acting like this. But the direction is towards the point. So keep your pencil like this. Now hold it here because I know the angle here. If I resolve the force horizontally, I am going along the angle and the direction is towards right. So if I draw a line here, this is towards right, we are going along the angle, so this will be 75 cos of 60. Similarly, if I resolve the force vertically, I am going away from the angle, but the direction is upwards. This pencil will help you a lot in resolving the forces horizontally and vertically to give the directions particularly. Now let us come to this force. See, this force is also now like this. This is how it is acting. If I resolve the force horizontally, I am going along the angle and the direction you see is towards left. So draw an arrow towards left. This is 50. We are going along the angle, cos of 30. Same force. If I resolve it vertically, we are going away from the angle and the direction is upwards. So draw one arrow here upwards. This will be 50 sine of 30. If you can draw this figure, then finding sigma S, sigma V, R, theta is not at all a problem. This should be important. So what is the best tool you have to use is pencil. Use pencil whenever you are resolving the forces. That will correctly give you the direction of the force that is acting. As we see in this case, some are diverging, some are converging. So this will help you a lot. So henceforth you will be using pencil to resolve the forces. Now next job is to find out sigma H. How many horizontal forces are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 horizontal forces are there. Right is positive, left is negative. So let us begin this 100. This is left, minus 50 cos of 30. This is also left, minus 175 sin 45. This is towards right. So this will be plus 75 cos of 60. If you simplify this, you get the value of sigma H as minus 29.55 Newton. Likewise, we will resolve the forces vertically. How many vertical forces are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 vertical forces. Vertical up are positive, down are negative. If I begin with this 200 is acting down, so it will be minus 200. This 175 cos 45 is acting upward, so it will be plus 175 cos 45. Now this is also vertical, it is also acting up. So 75 sin 60. This force is also acting up, plus 50 sin of 30. If you simplify this, you get sigma V is equal to 13.7 Newton. Use calculators. So resultant is given by under root sigma h square plus sigma V square. So if I simplify the values, under root sigma h is minus 29.55 square plus 13.7 square. One thing you should note here, this is minus value, but we are squaring it. Whether it is plus or minus, the value is plus only, because minus minus will become plus. This you should be careful. Don't write like this. Minus 29.55 square. This whole thing is to be squared. So whatever negative values you are getting, they will become positive. And if you simplify for r, you get the value of r as 332.57 Newton. 32.57. So whenever you calculate this value, you check this value should be greater of these two values, because we are squaring, adding and finding out the root. Now this is the magnitude you have got about resultant. Then let us go for the direction. Tan theta is given by sigma V by sigma h. So we have got sigma V is 13.7 and sigma h is minus 29.55. If you simplify this, you get this value as minus 0.46. So theta will be equal to minus 24.87 degrees. 24.87 degrees. Now how many steps we have followed used to resolve a force of under the resultant? Sigma h, sigma v, r, theta. There is one more step, that is quadrant, in which quadrant it is lying. To decide the quadrant, you see sigma h is negative, x is negative, and sigma v is positive, means y is positive. So x negative and y positive. So which is this quadrant? It is in the second quadrant. So the resultant will lie in second quadrant. So what you do? You draw a line in the second quadrant. This is your resultant, and the value of the resultant is 32.57, and it is making an angle of 24.87. So the resultant is lying in the second. So whatever 5 forces are acting here, we can replace all the force by single force. So for doing all these are just calculation. Important part is this figure. So we call this as resolved component of the forces. So practice resolving of forces. Use pencil. That's the best tool you have got to solve the problems, to resolve the forces. We will see some more problems on resolution of forces. For example, I had told you just now, if the resultant is horizontal, r is equal to sigma h, sigma v will be 0. If the resultant is vertical, means vertical is there, r will be equal to sigma v and sigma h will be equal to 0. Now let us take a problem. Find f and theta if resultant of 72 Newton acts in vertical direction. So there is a system of forces in which one of the force and angle is not known to you, but resultant is given. The resultant of 72 Newton acts in vertical direction. How is the resultant? Vertical. So you get a principle r is equal to sigma v, or sigma v is equal to r. That means sigma h must be equal to 0. So let us see the problem here. This is x direction, this is y direction. There is one force acting here, 10 Newton, making an angle of 30 degrees. There is unknown force F making an angle of Let us take this as alpha, and there is one more force here, 40 Newton, making an angle of 30 degrees with the vertical. Now you are required to find out this F and alpha. Two unknowns, you need two equations to solve them. One condition what he has given is resultant is vertical, that means sigma h is 0. So two unknowns, two equations, you can find out the value of F and alpha. Now first thing what we will have to do is we will resolve the forces. We will resolve the forces horizontally and vertically. I will take up my arrow. So this is the force acting 10 at an angle of 30 degrees. If I resolve it horizontally, it is along the angle, right. Same force, if I resolve it vertically, away from 30 and up. So let us draw two arrows here. One is right, another is up. So this will be 10 cos of 30 and this will be 10 sin of 30. This force I have resolved. Now I will resolve this F. F is making an angle of alpha with the horizontal. So if I resolve it horizontally, I am going along the angle alpha and it is towards right. Similarly, if I resolve the same force with respect to alpha, I am going away from alpha. So away is sine and the direction is up. So let me draw two arrows here. This is F cos of alpha and this is F sin of alpha. Now coming to this force 40, if I resolve it horizontally, we are going away from the angle and see the direction. Use pencil. The direction is towards left. Similarly, if I resolve the force vertically, I am going along the angle and the direction is up. Along is cos. So let me draw two arrows here. One is left, another is up. This is 40. It is along the angle cos 30 and this is 40 away from the angle sin 30. So we have resolved all the forces now. Now we are using this principle. We will find out sigma h, we will find out sigma v. Sigma h is 0. That is the condition given in the problem. So if I resolve all the forces horizontally, this will be equal to 1, 2, 3 forces are horizontal. Right are positive, left are negative. Let us take this 10 cos of 30 plus F cos of alpha. This is minus 40 sin of 30. And this is equal to 0 because the resultant is vertical. So if you simplify for this, you get an equation F cos of alpha is equal to 11.34. 11.34. Now we will resolve the forces vertically. If I resolve the forces vertically, sigma v is equal to 1, 2, 3 forces are there. All are acting up. Up is positive. Let us begin with this F sin of alpha plus 10 sin of 30 plus 40 cos of 30. And this sigma v is equal to resultant. And how much is the resultant given to you? 72 Newton. So this value what you are getting should be equal to 72. Now if you simplify for F sin alpha, you get F sin alpha is equal to 32.36. Now you got two equations, two unknowns. So you have to solve them. So F cos alpha is 11.34. F sin alpha is 2. Let us divide 2 by 1. If I divide 2 by 1, F sin alpha divided by F cos alpha will be equal to 32.36 and cos alpha is 11.34. So FF gets cancelled here. So sin alpha by cos alpha, this will be equal to tan alpha, and this tan alpha value what you get is equal to 2.86. So theta will be equal to alpha will be equal to 70.69 degrees. So you got alpha. Now you substitute this alpha either in equation 1 or 2, you get the solution. Suppose if I call this as 3, substituting 3 in 1, substituting 3 in 1, f cos of 70.96 69